Let's talk about easy, like fee-free.
Oh, she may be weary. Them young girls, they do get wearied wearing that same old shaggy dress. Yeah, yeah. But when she gets weary, try a little tenderness. Yeah, yeah. Oh, man, that. You know she's waiting, just anticipating for things that she'll never, 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 never possess. Yeah, yeah. But while she's there waiting, and without them, try a little tenderness. That's all you gotta do. It's not just sentimental, no, no, no. She has her grief and care, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the soft words, they all spoke so gentle, yeah. It makes it easier, easier to bear, yeah. You won't regret it, no, no. Young girls, they don't forget it. Love is their home, happiness, yeah. But it's all so easy. All you gotta do is try a little tenderness, yeah. All you gotta do is roll her where you wanna, squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave her. Get to her, drop, drop, the fine little tenderness, rub her gentleman, don't bruise her, no, no, you got to love her, tease her, don't squeeze her, got to drop, man, drop, drop, little tenderness, yeah, what to do, you got to know what to do, man,
With Metro. Imagine.
These arms are mine. They are lonely, lonely and feeling blue. These arms of mine, they are yearning, yearning from wanting will you help me please? Oh, now, oh. He turned me down, and then I asked my dear mother, oh. I said, mother, I'm down on my knees. It's been a time that I thought, Lord, this will last very long. Oh, now, oh. Somehow I thought I was still able to try to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it is. Just like I said, I went to my little bitty brother. Oh, my little brother. I asked my brother, help me, please. Oh, he turned me down, and then I go to my little mother, my dear mother. Oh, man. I said, mother, I'm down on my knees. But there was a time that I thought, Lord, this could last very long. Oh, man. Somehow I thought I was still able to try to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change gotta come. It's been so long, to live too long, the change has gotta come. So tired of suffering, standing by myself and standing up alone. The change has gotta come. You know, and I know, you know that, I know, and you know, honey, that a change is gonna come.
Good evening, all. I'm in the dark over here. Oh, there we go. I like the spotlight thing. Welcome to Meet the Playwright. Welcome to the December Meet the Playwright. Thank you for coming out in the cold and the rain against the Christmas crowds or all those people out there screaming and yelling on Jamaica Avenue. This is going to be a very special evening, but I'll tell you all that fun stuff later, because otherwise we'll take way too long to explain that. For those of you who are tuning in via YouTube, which is jcal.org/meettheplaywright, welcome. We have had people from Australia, we have had people from Mexico, we've had people in California, in Florida, in Illinois, and so just because you're here in the theater, you're not alone. So just remember that, because if they find you, I'm not responsible. I'm going to do a really wonderful thing, which is the announcement. Turn these down, or turn them off, whatever you want to do, but just get rid of the ring. Because it's really hard if you're up here emoting and someone goes, pick me up, baby, pick me up, baby. So that's not the ring we want to hear, so please turn them down. To the young ones in the audience, I think I heard a couple over there. Shh, because we can hear you. And I don't mean the adults, I meant the children. Okay. Tonight is going to be a play written by a lady who happened to have lived not too far away from here, the Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning, or JCAL for short. She lived over near, I believe it is St. Someone help me here. St. what? St. Albans. See, yes, it's St. John's. No, that's the hospital, or that's the school. But no, St. Albans. She has now moved other places, but she's written a particularly poignant play about being right here in Queens. It's called Queens Girl in the World. But before I go any further, I want to go back and say, just in case people don't know, online more so than anybody else, JCAL is Jamaica Center for the Arts and Learning. It's celebrated its 50th year this year, its 50th anniversary, and it's really wonderful, actually. I heard someone clapping. Go ahead. We have been doing Meet the Playwright for the last 2 years. This is our third season. And it came into being when we got stuck in the middle of the COVID situation. And the artistic director gave me a call and said there should be a way to take our arts to the people even though we're all marooned at home. I thought, great, how? And it was like, okay, and then we're waiting and we talked and talked. And he goes, well, we should do the plays online. Oh, and it worked. And so we did it for about 4 months early last year, and I thought, okay, what else can we possibly do? And then as COVID lessened up, especially in New York, congratulations, New York, for being the leaders. Yeah, do that too. We started doing COVID seating in here. This is known as a black box theater. It has 99 seats. So if it's 100 people, tell me and I'm kicking one of them out. But for the time being, it worked. And so the plays are written by people of the community. Queens, Manhattan, New York, a little bit in New Jersey, but you didn't hear that. And it's a new play every month. It's a 6-month run, except for this year where it's been an 8-month run, but we'll explain that later too. But every play is different. Every play talks to a different audience. So we've had Bangladeshi, we have African American, we have Caribbean, we have women, we have soldiers for that matter, in the middle of a wartime. So we're very proud of what we've been able to do, being able to reach people where they are. They're bringing their stories, and we love celebrating the fact that they're right here in this theater. So we love doing it. We hope to continue doing it, and we hope to continue seeing you. For those of you online, do not be afraid to write comments where it says comments, because we need to hear from you as well, and that's really important because you don't know how important you are. And I'm not going to tell you either. So with that said, we're going to talk about going back in time. So Queens was a different thing altogether. They're trying to blind me. And so we're going to go back to the 60s. And I know most of you in here are much too young to remember that. That's okay, I understand that. We won't talk about the gray hair. But it's a different time. It's a different sound. We've gone from the 50s and doo-wop and Elvis Presley to this different sound. I think it's called Motown. And you kind of get used to it, and it's a completely different feeling for the country. Fingertips. And you could do that. We're going to meet Jacqueline Marie Butler, who's growing up in East Elmhurst. And she's, as a 12-year-old, and she's trying to figure out her life and how it goes and how it changes. So welcome to Queen's Girl in the World by CALEEN Jennings.
Hey, Jack. You should have came to PS 127. Alvin was there. You know you like him. You know you want to go with him. What you doing? Ask your mama you could come to Klein's with me. Granny need a pack of Viceroy and say I could keep the change. I'ma get me a 5-cent pickle and a Mission Cream soda. Granny gonna holler at me if I don't come back with her Viceroy. And it's too hot to hear her hollering. Go ask your mama, Jack. I gotta buy Eddie something too because he caught me kissing James behind Granny Lone Ranger bush. Shoot, if Eddie tell my mama, she gonna beat the black off me. What you looking at me all bug-eyed for, girl? James ain't feel me up. He just kissed on me a little. And then I look into his eyes. He got them light eyes, girl. It seemed like I could see the sky through his head. But he ain't my boyfriend, and he ain't feel me up. You let a boy fill you up, he give you a baby. And he don't even have to grind. And you get pregnant, they send you down south. Come on, Jack, get you a grape twinsicle, and then I'ma show you how to do the Boston monkey. can do the Boston monkey. Girl, I mean the Boston monkey that they do in Canarsie, where my cousin live, like this. Shoot, Jack, you dance like a white girl. I hate Persephone Wilson when she isn't my best friend. She's got 5 brothers and lives in a house that my mother, Grace Lofton, would call rough around the edges. It's June 1962, East Elmhurst, Queens, New York, planet Earth. Persephone calls me Jack because I'm flat-chested and look like a boy. She's 12, tall, wears a bra, and knows about everything. I'm 12, short, and look like a baby. But still, I try to talk like her so she won't think I'm stuck up. Well, I could bring my color forms, or we could play jacks on my stoop, but my mama say I can't cross Astoria Boulevard to go to Klein's. Shoot, I wouldn't let my mama treat me like no baby. You 12 now, Jack. You almost got something to fill out that training, bro. Shut up. Why don't you make me? I hate myself for being afraid of her, but she can fight like anything. I give her money to buy me a Mission Cream soda, and when she comes back, she's nice because I also gave her money for that great twinsicle she's been sucking on so loudly. Persephone is boss. I mean, she can dance the Boston monkey and the Philly dog. She clears the whole dang floor when she does the wah-wah-oh-wah-tootsie. And the boys line up to dance with her on Daddy's home. Mommy coming, mommy coming, mommy coming. Persephone's mother is Miss Sophronia, but the whole block calls her Mommy. She's a maid on Long Island, and when she comes home, we help her unpack her shopping bags full of leftovers, secondhand clothes, and true romance magazines that her white lady gave her. Eddie, stop all that shouting. Where Jesse at? Kevin, come over here and give your mama some sugar. Well, hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing? You tell your daddy that that sore on Kevin's leg done healed up real good, just like he said it would. And we appreciate him being our doctor. Persephone, you start dinner? Your daddy better find him a cold pitcher of Kool-Aid waiting in that Frigidaire. Now, y'all go play outside till I call you. When Persephone's daddy comes home, he's covered in car grease and ready for a cold glass of Kool-Aid. He gives his boys a beating if they're bad. And some nights, the cry from one of the Wilson boys getting the razor strap drifts up the street and into our kitchen window on a summer night. Ooh, I bet that's Eddie getting a beating. Get teen, a beating, Jacqueline Marie. And I think that we should go walking this evening. My mother Grace's skin is creamy beige, and I breathe in her Yardley's Bond Street cologne as I walk beside her. How beautiful is the sunset, Jacqueline Marie? I mean, you can almost see the stars. She asks the teacher because she is one. I mean, how vast and beautiful is the world, Jacqueline Marie? How long are we going to walk? Why is she acting so weird? Jacqueline Marie, you've been very moody lately. And I think it's because, well, I think it's because you're approaching a very special time. I'm confused. But the sky and her voice are like twilight-colored taffeta. Jacqueline Marie, you are becoming a young, beautiful Negro lady. And a lady must know certain things. A man can lay down in the gutter, wash off the filth, and still be a man. But a lady, well, once a lady lays down in the gutter, she can never be a lady again. Huh? Don't say huh, Jacqueline Marie. Say, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Jacqueline Marie, the Heavenly Father has designed our bodies for procreation and blessed us with womanly cycles. And soon, your cycle will come to you. Cycles? Am I getting a new bike? Next day, I asked Persephone to explain. When she does, I have nightmares for a week. By mid-August, Persephone's dreams come true. She goes to see her cousin in Canarsie, while I sit alone on my stoop, reading the new Nancy Drew that Grace bought me to help get me through the week. Our block is so quiet that I can hear the footsteps even before I look up and see a tall, skinny boy who looks around the age of 15 walking up from 29th Avenue. He's wearing dungarees and a red t-shirt that's too small for him, but he looks good. He's got a Quo Vadis haircut that makes him look like a Roman warrior. He swings a stickball bat in his left hand and pushes a black English racer in his right. He's got a cool diddy bop walk. He squints and smiles. His voice has already changed, and it sounds like melting butter on a hot skillet. You know Persephone Wilson? Where's she at? She gone to Canarsie. Shoot! Will she be back? A week? Shoot! A week? Dang. Where Eddie and them at? Skating down the block. Shoot! I didn't bring my skates. What's your name? Jacqueline Marie Butler. Earl Waddlington from Corona. How come you ain't skating with Eddie and them? 'Cause I'm reading. What you reading? Nancy Drew and the Fire. Dragon. Do you got any water? Please don't let Grace tell me it's time to come in. Not now. Earl Waddlington is the color of the midnight sky and the most beautiful boy I have ever seen. His eyes are like diamonds set in the deep black velvet of his skin. I creep into the kitchen. I think Earl might like some of Grace's lemonade. But I worry that he'll be gone by the time I bring it out. But when I come back, he's there. And he has leaned his black English racer against my stoop. His fingers hold the tumbler and my heart. Shoot, girl, you make some good lemonade. When he's finished, I expect him to hop on his English racer and ride away, but he doesn't. So, what you do besides reading? Nothing. Me neither. I mean, ain't no sense in going down there. Ain't bring my skates, so. Ain't got no book neither, so. I try to come up with scraps of conversation to offer this corona miracle, to make the conversation last forever. You like the Mets? Yeah, my uncle say he gonna take me to Shea Stadium when it's finished. He say the hot dogs there gonna be good. My uncle in the Army, but I don't think I might not wait for him. You got any brothers? You gonna get in trouble? Letting a boy sit on your stoop? Get in trouble? How should I know? It's never happened to me before. I do know one thing. Persephone can stay in Canarsie forever. Jacqueline Marie, it's time to come inside. In one move, Earl is off my stoop and halfway down the block on his English racer, yelling out, "Later, Jacqueline Marie Butler!" Wow. My name sounds so good coming out of his mouth as it floats off his shoulder in the wind as he speeds away. He left his stickball bat. He has to come back. I hide it under our hedges, and before bed, I look out over the rooftops of East Elmhurst, Queens, New York. My imagination flies across Astoria Boulevard, Northern Boulevard, and through the streets of Corona, like an English racer with an Earl Waddlington pumping the pedals. He doesn't come back the next night. Jacqueline Marie, I know how much you miss Persephone, but you can't pine away at the window. You've got to cultivate your independence. Now, you know how much we respect Persephone's parents, but their dreams for Persephone are different than our dreams for you. But you said nobody is better than anybody else, and you said everybody's equal. That's exactly right. Not better, just different. You're going to feel that difference more and more as it's him. I gotta go get some air. I'll be right back. There go your stickball bat under the bush. Earl Waddlington has leaned his English racer and his boss-looking self against my stoop. But tonight, his usual smell of sun and sweat is mixed with something else. I hid it under the bush so you could get it if you came back. You want some lemonade? This my sister's. He hands me an Archie and Veronica comic book. Okay, see, no stickball bat carrying, English racer riding, 15, almost 16-year-old reads Archie and Veronica. So why would he have taken it from his sister rolled it up, stuffed it in his pocket, and ridden all the way from Corona if it wasn't especially for me. I want to shout for joy. But instead, we get busy reading, standing up, while Earl reads his Fantastic Four comic book. I read Earl. I notice there's some welts on his arm, and his upper lip is puffy. And there's a small cut. What happened to your eye? I'll be back tomorrow. Next night, his crooked smile is back, and he gives me a piece of bazooka bubblegum. My transitor plays, "You Really Got a Hold on Me." And we discuss whether Smokey Robinson looks like a white man. Next night, he's back with his New York Yankees baseball cards. Elston Howard, Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, and Joe Pepitone. I just love looking at his lips when he talks. You get in trouble if you walk with me? Get in trouble if I leave my stoop at sunset to walk away with this Corona boy without permission? Hell yes. But I walk with him. And the click, click, click of his bike makes music between us. Street light comes on as a LaGuardia plane flies overhead. I want to be an airline pilot. Don't tell nobody. I want to be a writer. Wait, I never said that out loud. The kids on my block call me Blackie and Tar Baby soon. I don't go home till it gets dark. I can't dance. My face and ears get hot. For a minute, there's nothing but the click of his bicycle. Oh. Could I? That's when he leans over and kisses me. And it's very soft because his upper lip is puffy and tastes like salt and cream soda. He puts his fingers between my fingers. Jacqueline Marie Butler. Jacqueline Marie Butler. Grace Lofton Butler, the fastest walking, high heel wearing woman in Queens, comes right at us. Earl releases my hand, hops on his bike, cuts across the hill, and speeds down Astoria Boulevard, out of sight. I've been calling you for several minutes, but obviously you didn't hear me. She saw us. She waits for me to ask. I wait for her to ask. She waits for me to explain. Do you have a new friend? 3 days later, Grace announces that I'll be changing schools. At first, I think I haven't heard her right. What do you mean? I'm not going to PS 16. Persephone and I are going to are going to wear our matching blue skirts on the very first day. I can't wait to puff my straightened hair out into a beehive and wear Earl's jacket and my house key around my neck. I mean, I'm gonna dance at the bus stop with the PX16 girls who sneak transitors in their book bags. It's the latest, it's the greatest, I can mash potatoes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jacqueline Marie, I know you think those girls are boss, to use your slang, but you will meet lovely young women at the Irwin School. You're going to thrive in a progressive, intellectually stimulating, pre-college environment in the heart of Greenwich Village. I want to shout, but I have a boyfriend named Earl Waddlington, and he kissed me. The earth is shaking, the air is buzzing. I see Grace's lips moving, but I don't understand. What the hell is the Irwin School? Where the hell is Greenwich Village? Who cares? Earl Waddlington kissed me. Doesn't she get it? Persephone returns from Canarsie. Earl leaves Jughead comic books on my doorstep, but I'm not home. I'm test riding the subway by myself with my new subway pass. The E-train groans as it pulls out of Jackson Heights. Pictures of 1962 Miss Rheingold contestants line the walls. The rhythm of the train is the rhythm of my thoughts. Will they like me? Will I fit in? Will I make friends? I press myself against the very first car and watch as the stations fly by. Whoosh, whoosh. I speed out of Queens under the East River into the borough of Manhattan. At PS 143, Negro and Spanish kids sat in rows of wooden desks nailed to the floor and did not talk. Fall 1962, I whoosh into 7th grade at the Irwin School, where a room full of white kids move their desk all around and talk all the time because everyone has ideas about everything. Now, I may have been the smartest at PS 143, but now I get tutored by Rebecca Myers, who's the smartest at the Irwin School. I mean, there's a whole new vocabulary to learn. Transcendentalism, homosexuality. Oy vey. I go to Miss Polly's beauty shop now because my hair is so nervous, it needs relaxing. Is my hair really easier to comb after Miss Polly smears my scalp in that smelly stuff that stings so bad? Or am I turning into that little white girl Persephone always accused me of being? There are 3 other Negroes in the 7th grade at the Irwin School, including Doug Brewer. He has a black mama and a white dad. And before I met him, I didn't know people married like that. But he always drums on his desk and winks at me like we have a secret. I rattle back and forth on the E-train, putting distance between the Manhattan me and the Queens me. I'm happy to have an hour to change my walk, change my talk, my thoughts. Only an hour? My ride's 90 minutes, and it's always crowded, and there's always some creep pressed against me. Karen Rubin is new to the Irwin School, too. She lives way out in Brooklyn. Irwin School kids always hang out on the weekends in the city. Our social life's gonna get screwed, especially when the school dances start. Karen is tall and dark-haired with a mouth full of braces that always has white crust in the corners. That's because it's always open. And that's because of what she calls a deviated septum in the nose that she hates. Do you want to sleep over for the school dance? For the first time in my life, I'm the best dancer in the room. And I have a wonderful time. Karen doesn't. And she makes that clear when her mother comes to pick us up. It was an abysmal rites of passage with absolutely no purpose. And I don't want to discuss it, so please just drive and put out that damn cigarette. My cheeks sting as I imagine saying this to Grace. But Karen's mother just smiles and laughs as we ride across the Brooklyn Bridge. And I'm a little dizzy from my dance floor debut and my first ride in a Cadillac. Okay, you get to sleep in my brother's room. His name's Peter. He goes to the University of Chicago. Don't touch anything. My brother's a genius. He is studying to be a doctor of philosophy. He wrote his thesis on Hermann Hesse. You ever heard of him? It's spelled H-E-S-S-E. Pronounced Hermann Hesse. I read Steppenwolf. It's amazing. You should read it. It will help you mature. Now, these are his weights, and that's his bike. Don't touch anything. This is a picture of Peter's best friend, David. Now look, Jackie, I'm gonna tell you something that I've never told anyone. But I'm gonna tell you because you're my best friend. But when I tell you, you can't tell anyone. I don't wanna know. Of course you wanna know. Don't be such a baby. Okay, so, University of Chicago has a month-long winter break. And that's because everyone there's a genius and they have to take a whole month off or else things will get too intense and people will start committing suicide and stuff. So anyway, Peter brings this guy David to our house and he's very weird, okay? And one night I have to rush to use the bathroom and David, the stupid putch, didn't lock the goddamn door. So I walk in on him and his jock strap is by his knees, and he's touching himself. It was hideous. I just froze. I didn't know what to do. It was so hideous. And David yells, "Get out, get out!" So I run to my room and I lock the door. I had lost the will to pee. And I didn't tell a soul. And you better not either. Hey, wait. Please tell me you know what a jockstrap is? Oh my God, it's the thing that boys used to hold in their privates. At least tell me you know why he was touching himself. Oh my God, you are so immature! Karen spends the next hour on what she calls sexual rudimentary understanding. Then she watches me unpack everything in my sleeping bag. What's that? It's Jergens lotion so I don't get ashy. What's ashy? Well, when my skin gets dry, it turns gray, and that's called being ashy. I never heard of that. Well, maybe white people don't get ashy. Or maybe they do, but you just can't see it. What's that? Dixie Peach hair grease? Grease? What's that for? My hair? You put grease in your hair. I know you wash grease out of your hair, but when I get my hair relaxed, yes, I put grease in my hair. Relaxed. What's that? It's so my hair won't go back. Go back means to like, it's like, hey, won't your mom get mad that we're not in bed? She took a Demerol and she's asleep. Karen then makes me choose from a cabinet of beautiful bottles, and I point to a pretty green one. Oh, this is called Crème de Menthe. It's very expensive. She then gives me a tumbler full. I drink the whole thing so fast the room starts to spin. I gotta go to bed. No, I want to show you this thing I do. It's a scream. Okay, you just point to a name in the phone book and you call them. But it's 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the fun part. I don't know why she thinks it's fun to have people cuss her out. But when the sun comes up, I decide I'm never sleeping over at Karen's again. Now, my new friends at the Irwin School are Rebecca, Cora, and Beth. They, like the Beatles, they know how to order in restaurants, and they read the New York Times. I explained to them the reason I'm not mad about racial injustice is because I'm just now finding out about it. I go to their houses for Shabbat, eat challah, and drink wine. Whoosh! September 1963, 8th grade. Our class takes a moment of silence for Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, Addie Mae Collins, and Cynthia Wesley, the 4 little black girls who were killed in the Birmingham church bombing. I stare hard at their faces and memorize their names. Denise looked a little like Persephone. And Cynthia looked a little like me. I searched her eyes to see if she knew what was coming. No. She just wanted to go to school and party and dance. Could this happen in New York? Could this have been me? A lump of sadness settles in my stomach. And in the moment of silence, I'm embarrassed, but comforted at the sympathetic glances of my classmates. Several weeks later, our class goes to see a play called In White America. Now, I've never been to a play before. The theater is small and dark, and it's packed with people. And I cry as a Negro actress named Gloria Foster does a monologue about Daisy Bates's experience integrating Little Rock High School. I want to do that. I want to do that. Now, I don't have the nerve to go up to her after the performance, but one morning, as I'm walking to school, I see her walking her dog and smoking a cigarette. Miss Foster, my class came to see your play, and I really liked your performance. Thank you. What are you doing out so early? My school's right over there. Is it hard to be an actress? Child, yes. So do well in school, you hear? I am. I love my drama class, and we study in Gilbert and Sullivan and Iolanthe, and I'm the fairy queen. Good role. My drama teacher says I have presence. Is it? Do you, is it okay that the fairy queen is a Negro? Oh, my dear. Of course, the fairy queen is a Negro. She's you. And you better play the hell out of her. Her encouragement, a lot of daring, some disappointment, and discovery is what landed me on this stage in front of you tonight. But this is just part of my story. So if you've got a story inside of you, be sure to tell it. Somebody's waiting to hear it.
Liked it? Come out of the shadow. You're actually there because we had a light issue. Thank you very, very much. This has been an absolute thrill to do this one. The playwright is not here, but we're going to hook her up in a minute. I saw this play actually in Colorado 2 years ago, and I thought, oh God, I love it. The way that Meet the Playwright is set up is that we only use plays that have never been professionally done. I'm going to work this one out. So I actually got a hold of the playwright this year, in October actually, And she goes, I would love to do it. And then we're talking about it. She goes, well, you know what we will do is I will write a special part of this play for JCAL. So what you're seeing tonight has never been done before. Wow. So CALEEN Jennings, I said Jenkins, which was wrong, CALEEN Jennings, did that for us, and I'm thrilled to death. But at the same time, I actually want to thank a particular actress who came in and blew me away. Now, long story on this one, I actually saw her and had auditioned her for another thing I was doing for somebody else in this audience. We'll explain that in a minute. But she was out of town the same time we were shooting. I thought. And then I'm trying to find the actress, and I thought, I saw her reel. I think she's the one. She's the one. What we're going to do right now is we're doing a hookup because the playwright is in Washington, D.C. Go figure, she didn't come here for us. She wanted to be with her family. So we're going to hook up, and we're going to have a chit-chat with her once the gentleman here gets everything. He has been the wonder guy. So, and he's like technical. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw something at the actors and say, did you have fun doing this?
So much fun, yeah.
And I think it kind of caught you off guard this evening, didn't it? Uh-huh. There she is. Okay. Oh, she can't hear me yet, so he has to do. She can hear you. Okay. He's the wonder guy. Okay, so we have to wait for him. Okay, you can hear me, CALEEN? Probably. Okay, good. We can't hear her yet because he has to do that. Okay, can I talk? Okay, we have to do fun things because of the way the hookup is. I have to ask a question, turn off my mic, and let her answer because otherwise you're going to get this feedback. And I'm good, but I'm not that good. So therefore, CALEEN, we're going to ask questions. Can I have house lights slightly, a little bit? Yeah, because otherwise you guys are just dark back there and I can't see. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Does anyone have questions for the actress or the playwright? Don't make me point you out. I see a gentleman right back there. Thank you. Speak out. Now I'll probably have to tell her because she may not be able to hear you.
I have a question for each lady. The first question is for the playwright is, this is a one-woman play or were there supposed to be different characters?
Did you get that, CALEEN?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Sorry for that. Oh, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be here. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Brandis. What a fabulous job you did. And thank you. Coming out on this rainy night. Yes, it's written to be a one-person play. I trained as an actor, and I'm a huge believer in the magic of theater. Theater does what film and TV can't do. You're live in a room with a person who you see transform into multiple characters, and you know in your logical mind that it's one actor. But in front of your eyes, she becomes 4 or 5 different people. I think that's magic, and so I wrote it so that people could experience that magic with a wonderful actor.
Mute yourself. CALEEN, can you mute yourself?
I got it.
Okay, cool.
All
right, then there's a second question,
is
sir.
for the actress, how long did you have the script before you was able to nail all 6 characters?
Well, it was 6, yes.
7, 8?
Brenda, drop your mic.
I turned it off.
Okay, let's try it again.
No, Brenda, is your mic off?
If I'm being honest,
Oh, sorry.
Okay, is it here?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize this question was for you.
if I'm being honest, I still don't think I have them all down.
No, you got it.
Thank you, but I feel like I'm still learning them, because there's just so many layers. But feel comfortable, probably right now tonight when I finally settled into them. And I'm like 3 more shows and. But yeah, probably tonight is when I finally like sat and yeah.
Question? Yes?
I know it's probably an extensive.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Brandon. She's amazing, right? I know that it's an extensive answer, but shortening down, like, what was the process of building the characters? Was it like physicality first and voice? Was it one at a time? Like, how did you differentiate each one?
Well, the character workshop that we did, I actually used that model, and I started with their name, their occupation, and what animal I thought they would be. You know, Karen is a meerkat. Small Jackie is a baby deer. You know, Grace is a swan, right? And so once I developed that animal idea, the mannerisms come, the voice comes, the movement comes, and it all just flows from there. But yeah, I think it's physical. Yeah, and finding their voice. And then once I get the physicality, the rest just flows. And you know, Earl was easy because you know, she calls me a little boy at heart. I mean, maybe because I was a tomboy, I don't know, but Earl was the easiest.
Shoot! I'm sorry, yes?
My question is, how long did you work with that script?
When did I get the script?
Oh, about a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, just every night, just repetition, repetition, repetition. Every single night. Yeah.
I think she was tired of me by maybe last week, but it's okay.
No, not at all. Like, I appreciate all the notes because, you know, like I said, they're real people, so they're gonna have layers, and you have to keep developing them. You have to keep discovering them. But the characters were so well written, so real, that I was just like, oh my God, like Persephone just jumped off the page. She's like, hey girl! I was like, hey! So I wanted to study them every night, because they're little kids, and you're already just like, I love them already. And you want to do them justice, right? So you want to dive in so that you can present a real person.
As for the playwright, were the characters based off of real people in your life?
Yes, there's a composite of people that I know. Everything that happened to Jacqueline actually happened to me, but I took artistic license with some of the characters and so forth. So for example, I have a sister in real life, but she's not in the play. I took a little bit of liberties with some of the characters, but basically what happened to Jacqueline happened to me.
Lucky you. I'm going to say something to the actress about the actress, which is she was not born during the 60s. So I had to take the time to make sure she understood certain dances. So, and I want you to know this because I had to go back because I was, it's going to be hard to believe, too young to know some of them. So I remember because I have an older brother and older sisters, but I did not really know what the dances were. So there are variations. I want to find someone in here who knows what the Boston Monkey is. CALEEN, you might know, but nobody else in the world does. Because I have looked high, I've gone online looking for that, and they talk about it. There are 7 different versions of the Boston Monkey as songs. Even Otis Redding sang about the Boston Monkey, but there is not a video anywhere. So you have to do a video, CALEEN, and I want to see it.
She's like, do it right now.
Get up and...
Basically, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Basically, I can show you from my chair the difference between the two. So the regular monkey was what she did. Boston Monkey, you brought your hands up from the bottom. So someday I'll do a full screen when I don't have my pajama bottoms on.
You found out first. because no one else knows. I kid you not, I had to go into encyclopedias of dance and African American dance for teens, and dance in the 60s, dance in the 50s. There is not a Boston Monkey video anywhere. So we just took the monkey and put on Mickey's Monkey, and we thought nobody will know except for CALEEN. So, but we really had to take the time. And I don't know what the Watusi is, because there are several Watusis. I remember it vaguely, and there was a lot of butt shaking, but that's all I can remember. And so I asked my oldest sister, who would have been around the 12, maybe 15-year-old thing in '62, and she came up with a completely different set of dances I've never seen in my life. I thought, okay, we were okay with the monkey, but the Watusi seemed to be a lot of that, and then it wasn't. And then I said, okay, and she did the monkey like this, and I thought, no, this is. So we had to get a video together, which I had to show the actresses, okay, this is what you do. So there's also a dance that is like this when she comes out doing it. No one has a name for that. So we kind of made things up. So we took artistic license with your dances because neither of them knew. Any other questions? Yes.
Neighborhoods had different. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
The thing that was cool was different neighborhoods had different variations, and different blocks had different variations. So what you did was absolutely in the spirit of what we did in the 60s.
I was lost for sure. I thought, okay, because that worked, and then you also had the difference as to what you would see on TV versus what you would see in the hood. Block to block, so it was like catch up, and what I thought. I also grew up out west, so therefore the western version of the Watusi had nothing to do with what I saw online, and then the stuff I saw online had nothing to do with what I saw in Shindig and Hullabaloo, which was shows that were on TV in the 60s. I pointed at somebody over there. You are, gentlemen.
I was just curious, which portions were written for this as opposed to what happened a couple years ago?
You hear that one?
There are some characters that have been left out. For instance, Jacqueline Marie Butler's father is not in this portion. Karen is a little bit different. It's hard to sort of remember what I put together and how I piece things together, and the ending is different as well. The ending is actually from a play that is part 3 of the trilogy. So it was really not just mix and match, but I was trying to think of Brandis and trying to think of this particular audience. I leaned heavily on the Queens portion because Queens is so special to me.
There was another question somewhere. Okay, way back there.
This is for the actress. I don't want to ask what was your favorite character.
Loudly.
I don't want to say what was your favorite character, but which character did you enjoy playing the most?
In the beginning, I loved Earl. But when CALEEN sent me the full-length play and I learned their stories, I loved all of them. So, I don't know if I could pick a favorite.
I like Karen. Because she's really special.
They're all special. Yeah, they're all just trying to figure it out. And I think what's special about the kids is that they're all trying to figure it out, but then the mothers are trying to figure it out too. You know, they're all just like, it's the 60s, and they're just like, what's happening? And the mothers seem extremely different, but they want the same thing. You know, they want to raise their kids the best way they know how. So I actually ended up loving all of them equally. You know how parents say they don't have a favorite, but you really I wasn't the favorite.
CALEEN, your favorite character, and I know you have all of them. Some of them they haven't seen, but out of this play, which is your favorite?
Well, you know what's so funny? Persephone was really my nemesis, and we would fight, and she would hurt my feelings and all this, and sometimes I just hated her, and other times we were like best friends, and it never fails that the audience falls in love with Persephone. So it's like Persephone's revenge. I would say that I had the most fun creating her. Not that necessarily she's my favorite, because I love them all, but I had the most fun creating her, and I had the most humbling experience, because in creating her authentic voice, I understood why she found me so annoying. You know, here I was, you know, a doctor's daughter with the toys that she didn't have and all the privileges that she didn't have. Yet she found time to, you know, teach me dances and show me the way of the world and teach me about the birds and the bees. So I learned to love her and appreciate her on a different level because I had to walk in her shoes.
Question? I can't see out there, no? Okay, well then I'm gonna say thank you to the playwright because this has been a ball. Okay, CALEEN, do I get to talk about what you're doing now or should we keep that under wraps? Did I lose you, CALEEN?
Wait, okay.
I think I did. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Yes.
No.
If Ben unmutes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. We lost you. Okay, do I get to talk about what you're doing now?
Oh, I'm working on a book for a new musical on the life of Marian Anderson.
I had the opportunity, along with the artistic director who's hiding in the back, of seeing a in development preview. It knocks your socks off, and they're nowhere near finished yet. But I was like, and I'm thinking, how did she do this while she's doing that? So she has I think a Wonder Woman cape, but she's not showing anybody because she has on her pajamas. But it is going to be fantastic. So keep it in mind. So again, thank you for allowing me to do that. It has been fantastic working with her because she goes, do whatever you want to do. And I'm thinking, because I had the privilege of directing this one. So she's a dream. She's a dream. You guys are not bad either. I see a hand up there. It's waving in the back.
How was it for you to direct this piece?
Scary, in the sense that you have seven different people in one.
Yes.
And you're not going, no, you should do it this way or that way because I'm meeting the characters the same time she is. But it was, for me, I'm not a dictator, I'm a director, so she had excellent instincts. I keep on talking about she doesn't have a first name. She has excellent instincts. And so it was more along the lines of, take it this way a little bit, or how about a little bit of that? But just because I'm working with a talented actress, it made life a hell of a lot easier, and I didn't have a lot of explanation, because I would say, okay, Brenda, what if we tried it from this point of view? And she'd come back the next night or whenever we had the next rehearsal and go, okay, I was listening and I could see the difference. You know, and sometimes it's like, no, go back to what you were doing the first time. And then sometimes it's like, Brenda, you're not bad. But it was a challenge because you have 7 different people and I don't have the ability to go, okay, you exit left and she comes in right. There isn't any because they're all standing right there. So it was a challenge, but like I said, I love this. So maybe we'll have another episode or another part of this play, maybe when she's in Africa, but we're not going to apply any pressure to the playwright. Not at all. So, but that was really the major thing, is just how can I make her 7 different people believably without going, oh no, I want it this way. And then I don't want to change my mind from rehearsal to rehearsal. Because if you'd like an actor or an actress to hate you, you try doing that and see how long you last. But I think that is the last question. Am I correct? Yes, sir. There's 2 actually.
When, excuse me, when are you going to do this again? And where?
Okay, are we talking the play, or are we talking Meet the Playwright, or?
This play here.
What was the question?
When are we going to do your play again?
Wow. The interesting and scary thing is, as a playwright, I have no control over that.
Okay, so then what I will say is that that might be something that I'm going to bother the artistic director about, but I would never point him out for right now, because he's kind of tall in the back. But I'm going to have you ask your question, then I'm going to bug him.
I have seen a play by one actor transitioning to different characters. But when she did it, it was so organic that like 2% of the last person was still there and moving on to the next person and back. And so it became very organic kind of transition, flawless, without, oh, now I'm this person, now I'm that person. So was that directorial? Was that something that?
It's more her than me, but it was also important to, at least from a director's point of view, you have one person with 2 or 3 distinct or 7 different distinct people on stage, but you don't have time to go through a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde transformation. So, okay, so Earl goes, oh shoot, you know, I didn't bring my skates, so what do? There's no time to go. I don't know. So there had to be a flow, if you will. But for me, for Brandis, the way she was doing it, I was very happy with, because what you will call the organic flow, it actually wound up making the person stronger when she reached that other personality. Because the interaction between, especially between Jack and Earl, was important because this is her first crush. And even as an older man of 15, going on 16, there still had to be the, so what do? So it's still the same klutziness of a relationship, but it's just from 2 different levels. But it did have to flow back and forth because it made sense that way. Then I'm going to ask actress.
I always have like 8 people in my head. No,
We knew there was a problem.
I mean, it's working so far. No, yeah, I wanted it to flow because, like you said, I think it's harder to follow if you're like, oh, jump, now I'm this, you know. And also, everybody's a part of everybody. You know, they're related, they're best friends, love interests, they're all connected, right? And so it just felt more natural for them to flow. And I thought it would just be more interesting to watch that way, you know, as opposed to now
One more question, I'm sorry.
So I was going to say, I want to see the kissing part in one person.
She wanted to know about the kissing part, Colleen. I don't know why we need to repeat that part, but okay.
Wanted to know about what aspect of the kiss?
How to do two people kissing when you only have one person on stage. It's like, she was actually quite good at it, because I was waiting for that part to go, how is she going to work this one out? I'm sitting out there thinking, yeah, okay, let's see what she does. But it worked. Okay. Okay, Sandra.
Yes. My question is the Jewish girl's accent. How did you create that?
it just came out when I read, like I said, the characters were so real to me that as I was reading them, the voice was just appearing. I was like, oh, there she is. And so I was like, I'll try it out. And your friend was like, girl, where'd you get that voice from? Then I'll change it. But as I was reading them, like, voices just appeared. And like I said, I have voices. That wasn't, there wasn't any in-depth thought for Karen's voice. For Stephanie's voice just jumped out. Karen's voice just jumped out. I would say Jackie's was the hardest because she wasn't as distinct. She was more the observer of all these larger-than-life characters, right? So they had larger-than-life personalities and mannerisms. And little Jackie was just like, so I'm like, ooh, what do we do with her? She was the most difficult.
The normal one. It's almost like, yeah, the normal, because you always have the normal guy. In a comedy, there's always the fall guy. And Jackie was definitely the normal one, per se. Any questions? Yes, Mr. Boyd?
One more for the playwright. Are any of the actual people you base these characters on around, and do they know what you did to them?
Well, it was very moving to have my parents see this and to have my mom see this. She took it with wonderful humor. Again, it was, you know, I took artistic license, but my mom was a very, how can I put it? She was proper, but underneath that, she was as solid as she could be. There was not a bougie bone in her body. Yet she was concerned about my being a lady and concerned about, you know, my understanding of myself in the world. As I said to you, my sister, I did not create the character of my sister because actually I think of the audience as my sister. My sister was the person that I confided in and told everything to, and actually the audience becomes that. But a funny story on opening night, no, it was maybe 2 or 3 nights into the run, my mother, as she was wont to do, hired a limousine to bring the entire family. So the entire family is sitting like in the second row. The lights are getting ready to go down, and I thought, oh shoot, I didn't tell my sister that she's not in it. So I climb over everybody, run down to the front row, and I leaned over, I said, Dee, you're not in it. I didn't put your character in the play. She says, I'm glad you didn't. I would have killed you. So thank God I made the right choice.
And with that, I think we'll leave that one alone. I'm going to say thank you to CALEEN because she has done a fantastic thing for the theater with this play. I'm also going to thank the audience. And I usually don't do that because I'm selfish. But really, I am just really thrilled that everybody came out because I know New Yorkers are very, very like, it's raining outside, I can't cross the street. And you did. I'm telling you, you guys are, you were tough, New Yorkers are tough, oh, it went down 5 degrees, oh, I can't possibly go outside the house. It's like, oh, come on, you did 9/11, but you didn't do the 5, yeah, okay, whatever. So thank you for coming out. I just said, yeah, you know I'm telling the truth, and you know that. But I also want to thank the support that I've had all year long. Because we started in February of this year. We took a break for a couple months, and then we started back in September. And every time we do it, there's more people in the audience, there's more support, there's more people going, we go do the next one next month. And that has meant a lot because this was something that was created here, as opposed to us borrowing from somebody else. And the talent that has been in here has said, I want to do it here at JCAL. So I'm going to be like a really wonderful person, and I'm going to ask everybody, the playwrights and the actors, to stand up now. So please acknowledge yourself by arising, and you may accept applause. Yes, you're going to have to stand up because I'll point you out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, just because it's been important to support. Talk to people, spread the word, etc. While this is live right now, it is also going to be housed on the YouTube JCAL site. So if you want to tell people about it, tell them it's on there. But it's very important that we go ahead and continue supporting the arts. Yes, Courtney, I am going to call you up, and you know you weren't going to get out of this. I'd like to introduce you to the artistic director for JCAL, Courtney French. Woo! Come on up. He gets slightly shy, and I have to but I can't threaten him today. Speak for yourself, because someone asked about, are we going to do this again?
So again, hi, my name is Courtney French, Artistic Director, Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning, and I thank you for coming out, thank you. And thank you, Brenda, for guiding this wonderful program. As far as, CALEEN, hi, how are you? I'm probably looking in the wrong direction. Yeah, it's just amazing. When will this happen again?
That was his question, not mine.
Whenever you want. How's that? So just send me a note saying, Courtney, you said whenever we want it now, and that's the plan. The plan is to discover new material, discover writers, discover actors, and so on. And this has been a wonderful journey. I think we've done just that. And again, I am so grateful that we've put this all together. And when at the end of the play, end of the performance, I whispered something to Brenda. Said, Brenda, do something. But it was just wonderful for me, and it's interesting how it's sort of fun and jovial, and then it changes, right? The four little girls and so on, and it sort of does something to you. And I think materials that do that are the ones that we should try to capture and show the world. And I think that's amazing how you know that point when something grabs you and twists you around, and you find yourself just spinning, and that did that for me. So that was just an amazing thing, and I'd love to see it again, and we will see it again. Trust me on that. But so, yeah, did I? How did I do? Did I do all right? So with that, by the way, Brenda's instituted a reception outside with food and drinks. And she has decreed that there should be wine, and there is wine. She has decreed that there's food, and there is food. So please, on your way to that direction, stop and enjoy yourself. Avail yourself of all the wonderful things that are out there, because I don't want to take it home. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I just wanted to party tonight because this is the last play of the season for me, the Playwright. It's also the last play for JCAL until they start again in January. So they're taking a 2-week, 2.5, whatever, week break off. So we can party like there's no tomorrow.
Round of applause. And oh, by the way, so another big round of applause, please, for this lady here. If I were Nigerian, I'd be throwing money at you and everything. But I don't, at a wedding, that's what I see. A Nigerian wedding, they throw money at you. Yeah, yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, out to the front. Party, eat, enjoy yourself. If you don't eat this stuff, I'm going to find you. Definitely reach out, tell everybody about